All right, so in this lick, Guthrie uses a concept that's pretty similar to a concept that was in the last lick, but this time he's using a different shape and pattern, but he's doing the same thing. He's moving it up chromatically to get from one position of the neck to the next. Now, in the last lick, he was pivoting back a half step, up a half step, back a half step, going up 2 half steps, then back and forth, and he kept doing that. This, he's just really moving the whole thing up in half steps. Now, this idea is, it's a little bit of a stretch. So you're playing 3 notes on the G string from the 7, 9, and 12 on the G string. And it's kind of a stretch, especially the further you go down here because the frets are further apart. So this first one's kind of a stretch between the 2nd and 4th finger. Then you skip the B string and you play the 7th fret on the high E string. And then you just come back down the G string. Right, that's just the lick, and it just keeps moving up in half steps. Right, very, very simple concept once you get that shape under your fingers. Now you can either use a pick, so you can go pick the first note, hammer 3 notes on, or hammer 2 notes on, and then pick the E string with the pick. Right, it's a bit of cross picking. Or you can use hybrid picking where you use your middle or ring finger. Right. Now, the thing to take note of is this shape, what it actually is. It's not just a wide shape. It's actually kind of like an arpeggio. You can look at that as an E minor arpeggio. Right, an E minor 7 arpeggio. You're just taking this note on the B string of the 8th fret and moving it down to the G string on the 12th fret. So essentially, if you want to sweep pick it, you could do it. So recognizing those shapes is a real important thing so you can figure things out. But another thing you can do is, you know, just take this and do that wide shape, skip a string, and then play a note on the other string. And do it, say, again, in pentatonic. So you have your A minor pentatonic scale, say, starting on your low E string. Well, since you need 3 notes on that low E string, you got to go to the next pattern. Right? So you have, those would be your first 3 notes. Then you skip the next string, which is the A string, and you go to the D string and you play the 5th fret. Right? Then you can go up to the next set of strings of the A minor pentatonic scale. And again, the first pattern is this. Second pattern is this. So your first 3 notes will be 5, 7, and 10 on the A string. And then you're going to skip the D string and go to the G string, 5th fret. Right? Then go to the next one. And again, this one's going to be similar. Now the next one, the pattern shifts, so now you'll have... So again, this is the way to explore with this kind of idea, because now you're just using shapes and you're taking it in different scales. Use your major scales, minor scales, harmonic minor, use mixolydian, just do whatever you want, but use this pattern. Another real quick thing to take note of is how you work in and out of this. Again, take it really slow, but Guthrie works out of this by going... Right? He gets right back into that E minor pentatonic. That's using the flat 5. Then he slides down from a note back into the, and this is all pentatonic, right? Then he just goes down some scale notes. And then he goes back into scale notes. But you see how seamlessly he works. He doesn't just do this random ideas, stop, then go to scales, then stop, go to... He smoothly goes in between everything, and that's a challenge, but if you take it really slow and methodically, you could figure out ways to do that.